Last week we showed you the rest of the French stallion tour. Now we're looking at stallions of a different kind. We're looking at show jumping and sport horse stallions today, and we are with Kimara Hoste, who is at the Haras de Bois de Formerie. And as you guys know from watching my channel, my horses, when they need layup or to come on vacation, they always come up here because this is another part of Kimara's business. This is a new business for her. She's starting a reproduction center for sport horses, and today is the open house, and as you can see, it's a pretty successful open house. We've got plenty of people here to come and see these stallions, and unlike thoroughbred stallions, the show jumping and sport horse stallions are done by artificial insemination and not live cover. So that allows you to cover a lot more mares with one single jump of a stallion. Yes. The stallion that just passed behind us is a 3-year-old stallion.
Yes, he's 3. It's his first year of covering, and he will be covering, to give you an example, of around 800 euros. So it's not at all the same prices as with the thoroughbreds, because as you explained, we can cover a lot more with only one jump. You might ask the question why they get approved already as a 3-year-old, because they haven't done anything under the saddle yet in terms of show jumping. It's they start the process. The first step is they go to a renowned clinic where they have to pass all medical exams, as especially taking x-rays completely. Also, heart is being checked, respiratory, if they have problems, they get checked. If they pass all this flawless, then they can go to the second part, and that's where they'll be judged on terms of locomotion. They'll be giving points on trotting, on galloping, on balance, and then the third part is where they go loose jumping, where they really check the quality of the horse, the technique in front, the technique behind. And then last little part is already under the saddle to see how these stallions behave, because they do not want stallions with bad characters. They really look at the part character-wise. How is he under the saddle? How is his balance? How is his galloping again? So when they pass all that with very good points, they can get approved to a certain stud book. And that depends what stud book the owner wants to choose as a stud book for his stallion.
And these are the young stallions, but in a little while
Yes.
we're going to see some of the stallions. A stallion that is confirmed. He's
Yeah.
competed at the highest level.
Yeah.
Different sort of kettle of fish. You said he's gonna stand for about 800 euros a jump, and you
Yeah.
said that for one jump you can cover 2,000 mares.
No, not one jump, but from one jump, for example, you can make between 40 and 200 paillettes. And so if they inseminate a mare, they will use between 2 to 6 paillettes for one insemination of a horse. But if one jump can produce 200,
Right.
you can cover quite some mares with only one jump.
Right. Tell me about the next guy we're going to see.
So the next guy is a horse that did already everything in his life that can be done. He did the highest level of competition, but because this is his first year standing as a stallion, they will start small amount. So it's 1,200 euros, because he still has to prove himself as a stallion too. But the most expensive stallion, to give you an example, in show jumping is maybe 3,000 euros.
Right.
So, and why do they get expensive? Because during the years they see that the descendants that he is producing really good sons or daughters. So then the prices go up. But it takes a lot of time.
Right.
A lot of time.
But as you explained, that people, the prices are generally lower because there's so many more
Yes.
mares that can be bred from one single.
For example, if you would have a good, well-known stallion already known for good production, he can cover up to 2,000 mares in a year, in a season. So that's the difference.
Okay. And so Jaguar, we're about to see Jaguar. Tell me about Jaguar.
Yes, Jaguar is a stallion. His father is Emerald, and Emerald is today one of the top stallions that everybody wants. And his dam line is by Nabab Teref, which is also needs no explanation in the world of show
Except
jumping.
for me.
Maybe except for you guys. But so it's a combination of the two best things you can have.
So this stallion has done the Asian Games. He's done
the Asian Games. He's done the highest level of competition in America. That's why he is not so known here in Europe, and but he's been bought back by Belgium owners that actually have bred him. So that's why they really want him back here standing in Europe. In France, we are the only center or the only distribution center for this stallion, together with Eric Levallois, who is very known for Diamant de Sibérie. So having his advice on this horse too, that he thinks this is a very good, that this could be a very, very well producing stallion in France, means something. Absolute beauty of a horse.
Yeah.
Everything you need, power, the good technique, intelligence, easy to ride. He did the Agents game with a woman, and they absolutely delivered fantastic rounds.
He is a nice looking horse.
He is a fantastic looking horse. He doesn't, if you see him, you immediately see class, and we really hope that he will be used a lot this year in France. We will use him ourselves to start with too. We also cover some mares, and we will see in a couple of years' time how he will do as a stallion.
Well, he seems pretty happy to be out and about.
Yes, I think he's going to be very happy with his new life and job.
Let's have a look at him. What do you want to say? What does Tesla want to say?
Tesla. She want to say hi.
Who's holding Tesla?
Matteo. Me, actually.
What's
And
your
who-
name?
Matteo.
Okay.
And who's your mom?
Kimara.
Mom.
Always use.
So we're gonna go back inside because I don't know if you can tell, it's really fucking cold here. Wait, is it past 15 seconds? I can say that, right? It's cold. It's cold. And we'll go in and have a look at the actual barn and what the facilities are like here. So this is the barn that will serve as the reproduction center behind me. The other two barns are for the other parts of the business, which is the horses unspelling and brood mares and foals. So when you come in here, you bring your mare in here. She'll come in. There's an office where you do the paperwork. This is what we call the bar, the famous bar. The mare goes in there for the checks and to actually get the insemination done so that she doesn't kick the living daylights out of the person doing the work. So that's what this device is there for. And then behind there will be the boxes that the stallions are in now. Those boxes will be pension boxes for mares that will stay here, maybe for a second covering or that need to be here on pension. We are in the lab of the reproduction center where you can see the sperm is stored in the cold storage. It's azote, it's liquid nitrogen, right? Or liquid,
Yes.
liquid
Exactly.
nitrogen.
Yeah.
And the testing is done here. The inseminatrice is going to do all her stuff here. The mares come in just out there. Probably no beer drinking. Someone stashed this from the from the open house. How does it work for payment? Because in thoroughbreds, we cover the mare, and then when she's confirmed in foal, either you don't pay the stud fee until the live foal is born and stands in nurses, or you pay it on October 1st, and then if something happens, something goes wrong, you get it reimbursed or another cover or something like that. How does this work?
This works a bit similar. The only difference is that most people pay around 20% of the stud fee up front.
Right.
Like it's called reservation costs or cost technique. Everybody gives it a different name.
Right.
It's around, say, between 100 and 300 euros mainly, usually. And then at the 1st of October, when the mare is confirmed in fall, then you pay the rest of the stud fee.
Okay.
Some of them work with guarantee live foal.
Right.
Some don't.
Right.
So if something
on the
happens,
stallion.
the foal is not born or is born dead, or something happens along the way, they usually, if they have the guarantee, they just go back to the same stallion the year after
And get
for free.
recovered again.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And
Yeah.
it depends on the stallion. Those are the conditions that go with each individual
Every
stallion.
stallion. Every stallion keeper chooses his own terms a little bit, but in general, they're a little bit all the same.
Okay. Interesting. This is Peter, Kimara's long-suffering husband. So tell me, do you think this is a good idea, this venture into the reproduction of show jumpers?
Yeah, I think, of course, I think also for this region here, it's the need a place where we're gonna go with the mares. And I think as also today we show some stallions from Belgium, and I think it's very good.
This is your favorite one.
Yeah, I
this
like
is
the
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah.
He jumps the big fences with a girl. It's also important. The reason is also he have a very good character. He want to jump on the other side. He's very careful. He have a lot of scoop, and I think he have. I think it's a good things to cross with him.
Yeah, this is him.
Yeah,
Hop.
it's also for France. It's also new blood.
Yeah, and he's
And
sleeping.
it's a different blood, and I think it's a very good stallion.
You've been in show jumping,
Yeah,
buying and selling.
yeah, and I think it's very important. He's a nice horse. He's a nice looking horse.
Yeah.
And he has also have a very good way to jump the fences. He's careful. He jumps very good in front. And I think he gonna make some mares better.
You've been buying and selling show jumpers for years.
Yeah. And this is also important today. If you go to show jump, every fence the poles are not so heavy. Before it were heavy poles.
Oh, right.
And now it's all more technique.
Right.
And he can change. He can waiting to the fence. He is careful. He have a lot of scoop, and I think this is a very good stallion for. And it's also the first year he go in production. If you look like the breeders, they have new blood, and it's the first year, and I think it's a good stallion. And now today it's not expensive for take him, and in the future he go more, and I think it's a good stallion.
Good. Yeah, he's a good-looking horse.
Yeah, it's a nice
From what I
looking
know
horse.
of.
It's a nice looking horse, and also the way he canter, it's very good.
Yeah, good
And
mover.
Yeah, good move. Yeah,
Good. Thank you.
with pleasure.
Thanks, Peter.
Thanks for coming along. This is probably our last horse sex video for a while now. I think we've covered the stallion idea, but it's always interesting to see how the other half lives, so to speak. They do things very differently in the sport horse business, and it's interesting. I prefer the thoroughbred rule on live cover, although the argument is that it's not so nice for the mare, which is true. If you've ever seen a stallion do his thing with the mare and live cover, it can be pretty brutal. But it gives young stallions a chance, and it limits the foal crop a little bit more, which is kind of interesting. So I'm glad you're enjoying these videos. You are telling me with your subscriptions, we need more subscribers, so hit the button, please. And I know that a lot of you are really enjoying the shorts with the animal farm going on next door with the cats and the goats and all that, so we appreciate that. So if you want us to keep them coming, you need to subscribe. See you soon.